There we go. There's me, Mr. Me, and this is your intro to me. Whether you like it or not, this is an intro. Um, Now let's get this out of the way. I'm the Matt Salvi. I'm a VTuber. Thought I'm supposed to have something. I don't know. That's what they say. I'm a virtual YouTuber slash streamer. My name comes back to the original YouTube channel that I had. I basically just converted it into the VTuber space. I originally started as just a small gaming channel, tiny. Didn't have much growth, and I had basically taken a 2-3 year hiatus where I didn't do anything with the channel. Then I dropped into the rabbit hole known as Hololive. Hololive showed me that, well, you can do these types of things, you can gameplay, etc. with an avatar, and people will actually be okay with it. Will actually like you, will actually understand you and see you for your personality, not for your face, not for cleavage or anything like that. They'll see you for who you are. That's why I started doing it. You can call me Matt Salvi, Mad, whatever you want to call me, as long as you don't call me an asshole. Birthday of my this is of course going into the rabbit hole, going into the VTuber. Sona's birthday, Mama never told me. She forgot herself. She's a absent-minded squirrel as well, so she had no idea. Age, again, I don't know how she counted, but Mama told me I'm 250 years old. Maybe it's squirrel years, maybe it's human years. I don't know. Told me 250 and whatever. Now, a few of my favorite things. I just used that quote from like Sound of Music. I felt like it. Color, blue. Person. My viewers and followers, of course. You guys are my favorites. You guys are the ones who support me. At the very least, with views, with being in here, with chatting, with everything that you guys do. You guys give me support, and I always appreciate that. And make sure I'm gonna pop into your screen a little bit. Try to keep the chats somewhere I can see them. I switched gears. Yes, I switched gears because I finished with the news that I was gonna say, so I switched gears a bit. Sorry, the cow killer. I kind of bumbled a lot of things. But here we are. Food. I nibble on anything tasty. That would include acorns, leaves, that kind of stuff. Game. Currently, it's an old school game, Genesis game. Monster Touch Football has always been my favorite ones. I like the Genesis football games. I didn't like. I really do appreciate the support you guys give me. The newer football games, I just never got into them. But Monster Touch Football was fun as heck during Genesis days. My favorite VTuber, I can't really choose one. Watame was what got me into it in Hololive. Watame got me into the rabbit hole because I was on call, and then they had a meme of her Gangemari face, and then I was like, this person looks hilarious. Let me go check it out. Then I got introduced to all the other 40 girls, and then I got introduced to Nijisanji. Then I got introduced to Vivid, the VTuber Vivid, and the agency. Then Sundaria, then like Vom's monster group thing. I got introduced to the whole VTuber space, and then the wonderful community that it surrounds it. So I'm just a greedy person. I want them. I want it all. I want them all. I love every single one of them. They have brightened this 2020 through all the crap and all the stuff that's happened. Has made it brighter. And that's one of the things that I try to emulate from them. The making it brighter, using my personality, seeing if someone out there in the void decides that I am worthy of their views. So that is what I want to put out there. Lewds, I like Lewds. There aren't any of my character. Fans can decide whether they want me to be a wholesome character or not. So far, I haven't been. I haven't looted myself, basically. Uh, the personal likes of my character are anime, VTubers, of course. That's what I am. Sleeping. Squirrel's gotta sleep. Sleeping just it relaxes you so. It just time travel also. It just you travel in the future while you're asleep, as unless you're one of those that has the vivid dreams. You are not aware of anything that happens. Lewds are always fun. The lewds that I am alluding to are usually the ones that are controlled or commissioned themselves by the character, because that's more control. They have control over how explicit it is, etc. They have more control over it. That's what I like. But any loot is fine. I am a growing male, so loots are fine. Of course, eating acorns, playing games, as you can see, pretty much. VTubers, the majority of the VTubers that I watch are though someone was asking, VTubers that I watch are girls. Yes, they are. But there are some, like the Winning Sun, Roberu, and some other ones that I watch. That the majority of VTubers in general, I think, tend to be on the female side. But yeah, playing games, of course. Going back to this, playing games, as you can see. Oh, I find it funny how this ended up being a bigger and smaller version of me. There you go. Playing the games that I have been playing, like Carry On is one of the newer games that I play. Minecraft, I got really involved and really obsessed over Minecraft recently. Other games that I've had in the past, like Star Wars Battlefront 2, Apex Legends, those things. I also Paladins, those type of things. I also play. Streaming overall, when it comes to just chatting, which is something that I'm going to see about starting as well. Just chatting even with one person in the chat, it's perfectly, love it. You're thinking about Ahegao, which is a part of the loot, the cow killer. That is a certain subsection of loot. That is alluding to the whole Ahegao face, and everything is alluding to so much pleasure that they go, their eyes pop in the back of their head and tongues stick out. Kind of weird, but everyone has their fancy. And happy dogs. Happy dogs are good, because happy dogs don't chase me. Happy dogs do not try to kill me. So that is my likes. Dislikes, called dark, of course, because dislikes. Veggies, they are the scourge of the earth. I don't mind if my food eats veggies, because cows eat veggies. And things like that. I don't consider acorns veggies. I don't consider nuts veggies. They're legumes, I guess. But veggies. Beets. Well, radishes aren't. Beets. And turnips and those types of things. Prunes. Fruits and veggies. Well, fruits are kind of okay. But yeah, more the veggies. Drunk people are annoying. Just annoying. I just don't like them. The bad drunks, I guess that's what I mean. There are the drunks that are just like happy and trying to, have fun. But when people talk about drunks, they talk usually they mean the bad drunks, the ones that you get kicked out. Yeah, the cow killer, the lewds are sexually explicit images, basically. It's a colloquial term. Basically, it's a term that was formed by basically saying it's lewd art type of stuff. It can be either physical, as in like actual people, or animated. Usually when they use lewds the way that I do, it's the animated form. So in this case, it's animated, scantily clad, or non-clothed. Cats, they chase. Cats chase up the tree. Don't like cats. Forest fires destroy my home. Destroy the trees. Destroy my buddies. Buddies have to be out trying to find a place to live. Of course, now we have the cities, and the cities have a lot of trees. And I can be outside the forest. That's good. Insomnia. I need to sleep. But my body says no. My body keeps me up until 1 o'clock in the morning, and that is an everyday thing. It is something that pretty much, I don't want to take anything necessarily. I just try to turn off most electronics at least 2 hours before I'm planning to sleep, and then just get my body to a relaxed state, and then eventually. Yeah, the calculator. That's the way it is. Angry dogs and people. I like good dogs. Yes. Porn and pics. Lewds is more of an all-encompassing. But yeah, Lewds usually when people talk about it, it's more pictures and that type of stuff. It's more art and pictures, but the whole lewd, I guess, is a little bit more over-encompassing. But 90% of the time that I've heard people talk about it, it's visual art. Angry dogs and people. The last bullet point here. Because they throw things and they bite. I just don't like people who throw things, and I don't like dogs who bite. Basic background is my character, by the way. Not me, it's my character. Character says the character is 5 feet 11 inches, squirrel human hybrid. I wear the skin of my forefathers. But it is beyond this part here. Actually, this part is the upper part is kind of attached to the head. I don't know why some of my fur started growing out this way here, but I think it was probably a mutation to try to appear more human-like. Genes do some weird things, and the fact that my breed with a human was a weird thing. So this happened, and this just became the way it is. Everything else here, even though it looks crinkly and stuff, it's actually attached, physically attached to my meat. So you will never see me with this off. So the eyes, through whatever mutation, decided to go from the top of my head to here. This got basically, yeah, going too far into it. But I'm energetic when alone. I'm chill when streaming. I'm a very shy individual. I forgot to put that in there. And my goals, finally. Goals for this channel. Goals for what I'm doing is hopefully to get monetized in order to maybe up the game a bit and move from the PNG VTuber space of still images popping back and forth when I talk to possibly live 2D / face rig / VTube Studio / whatever other program is used for moving the avatar and having facial expressions, emotions, and that type of thing. Basically, right now I'm doing is voice acting. Not very good voice acting, but voice acting nonetheless. But yeah, so I want to do voice acting with maybe some, and that's not cheap. That is expensive. That is more than I'm willing to spend. That is, let's see, can I equate that? That is more than a car payment. It is about a car payment, about like a Bentley size car payment, I think, around there. That is, yeah, that's why I stopped going into the extra stuff. Oh yeah, gonna get to the last one soon. And of course, improve the quality of the streams. With that, because of the fact, I don't know if I had mentioned before, I think I mentioned in one of my streams, I'm running on a 2011 PC. It was a way overkill PC for 2011, but for 2020, it barely cuts it. And right now, with everything's going, not easy to, improve that per se with money. It's, of course, no requirement to watch a channel. Never actually ever be a requirement to watch a channel. But, that's something in the future. Lose some of the fear of public speaking. The fact is, right now that I'm speaking to you guys, I am the safety of my home, not in front of you guys directly. Not talking to you guys in front of a stage. I have a stage here, of course. I have a platform here, of course, thanks to YouTube and the internet. You guys even being here, that makes this platform possible. But in public, I freeze up. I go into a cold sweat. My voice cracks. I shut down. My body shuts down, and that's okay. But it's a little bit harder. I'll get to your question about how it's so expensive. I'll kind of break it down a little bit. You know what? Before I go too far, let me break it down a little bit now that you asked the question, the calculator. Um, the main thing is, as the saying goes, as I've heard from it, I'm in IT in my real life profession. I'm in IT, so the professions like mine and that kind of stuff, they have a saying that I've heard some people say. They say you're not paying me to do the job. You're paying me for what I know. So you're not specifically paying me. Yes, yes, a bit of a debut video. Yes, you're not. Welcome, Darkalicious. The way we see it is that you're not paying me for what I'm doing. You're paying me for what I know. So in the case of the VTuber space, it's the hours that they're spending to, number one, get the experience to be able to make a good model, do good rigging, do all that kind of stuff. Live 2D is free for the initial part, but if they're doing it as a business, it does have a license fee included in it. And just the hours put into it. They can spend weeks making the Live 2D work correctly. I've tried the like face rig and Live 2D stuff, like actually doing the rigging. It's confusing as heck. When you're going into it, it takes you at least a couple weeks to learn it, and then all that other stuff. So the kind of quotes that I've seen running around are the higher end professional people. They'll charge you for full, like let's say I already have a design, changing it into the VTuber space, into Live 2D, and doing everything anywhere from $2,000 and up. Oh, you froze the calculator? Yeah, no. I think public speaking is one of the main fears that people have. It's like one of the number one fears when people are asked. But going back to what I was saying, on your original question, that's where the cost comes up. If there's some people, there's Fiverr and all that stuff, but even the cheapest bare bones, you already having a Live 2D model and them doing the rigging for you, that's it. Yeah, it can be that much. But just the base, I was seeing lowest I've seen on Fiverr is $500 to create your Live 2D image. Lowest I've seen after that, after you have your Live 2D file. Yeah, time to start charging Dorkalicious. Eventually we'll get there. We'll get to the point where people enjoy us enough that they donate in order to see it grow. But of course, like I mentioned, it never has been anywhere that I've seen, any of the community that I've seen, a requirement. It's always donation. That's why we call it donation. It's up to the listener to see. But basically, in total, lowest I've seen, if you're already having a design kind of in mind and them just doing everything based on it, $1,000 minimum for rigging and creating the Live 2D. And that's with you getting your file done and then all that kind of stuff. And that's, like I said, higher up, like for example, the way HoloLive does it, with the Live 2Ds, the costumes, their setups, everything, with phone and like, because Live 2D I think is mainly an iPhone-based facial recognition type of stuff. It can go up to $5,000 to $10,000 with everything included, including 3 or 4 different costumes, different clothes, more facial features, better mouth movement, better eye movement, 3D, Live 2D. The actual 3D models you see, like Flare, Pecora, others that have the backing. That is an investment. It's a large investment, and the people you pay that money to, worth it, because when you see the difference, it's night and day from what I'm doing currently to people, even the most basic of designs that are moving. It's already night and day. But when you see it from like me to HoloLive, the way that they have it, it's a big change. That's why all that investment. Of course, one big thing for me, and for everyone that I've talked to, like Dorkalicious, Calculator. All right, see you later, Calculator. Thank you for being here. Everyone involved that I've met in wonderful groups in Twitter, and Discords that I'm a part of, servers that I'm a part of. It's the community. community is amazing. Support is amazing. You have questions, they'll answer it. Um, you're having a moment where you feel insecure. They'll be there to help you out, to back you up, lift your spirits up. They'll send memes. They'll make memes of you. They'll do those types of things. There's like a one really good one person that's made the rounds, and one person that's done a lot in the sense of kind of advertising and bringing awareness a bit in the smaller spaces is Domo Ariga Thanks. He's basically a not a VTuber himself, but he is someone who is interviewer of VTubers. He's interviewed larger, smaller, like Zentrea. He recently interviewed, all those VTubers. He's bringing it out to basically the Twitch space and letting people know, hey, these are, this is the lore behind them. These are the people that are behind them, kind of not actually showing their faces, but like, look, these are people as well. They're not just anime characters that are there for shits and giggles. They're there, they're there to entertain. They're entertainers like everybody else, but they're people too. And he's he's the person who gets bullied, quote unquote bullied by the VTuber space. He bullies himself. He goes involved and gets involved in all that kind of stuff. So it's fun. It's the community is what's keeping me going, to be honest. The people that like you guys that are here, people I see on Twitter, people I talk to in the social media. That's one thing I forgot to put in here. My goal also, as like a under an A part underneath the Meet More VTubers, get better at social media. It requires quite a bit, I have found, of networking and time involved to network to be in this space, in the VTuber space. If you want to be part of the community and you want to grow organically, I mean, you could always buy quote unquote views and that kind of stuff, but it's not worth it. The part that's worth it is having people be like, oh, okay, let me go check his stream, let me see how it's going, and then pop in continuously. And I appreciate the people that are always here. And every VTuber that I know does the same thing. But I need to get better at it because I primarily go on Twitter, and I'm a part of several Discord. And what I started doing is I'm trying to be more active on that, but it's like I'm not really great at multitasking. So I don't have a good way of navigating social media is hard, Dr. This is definitely. I'm doing better on Twitter in the sense that I'm talking to people, following them, responding to their tweets. I don't like when people kind of go into people's Twitter space and just advertise themselves. Come and see my channel. Come and see this. Usually you don't see that in VTubers, but I've seen it in the YouTubers. I've seen them do that. That doesn't go very well. What I try to do is I'm just like, oh, you're feeling bad, feel better. Oh, you showed your Live 2D. Man, this Live 2D is really good. The model looks really nice. Dorkalicious invited me to her Minecraft server. It's an amazing Minecraft server. I'm trying to emulate some of the things that she does on the other server that I'm a part of right now. Kind of trying to move it because I'm trying to make life easier. Because going to her server, you got it set. Like you go into the safe space, the safe area. You have an iron farm. You have a gold farm. You can go into the nether in a safer way. You have everything that you need. You have farms nearby. You have all that kind of stuff, and that's a lot of hard work. And the point of all this is that the Discords I haven't been good with. Discords is one thing that Fia is another one that's kind of in the VTuber space. She's kind of doing the whole VR thing. We DM'd a bit, and I was asking how do I get better, etc. like that. He's like, number one, don't announce yourself, don't promote yourself until you become a part of the community, because then you're just a spammer, and I don't want to be a spammer. Become a part of the community, chat with people, and people will organically be like, oh, okay, he was pretty cool. He or she is a pretty cool person, pretty cool individual. Let me go check out their stream one of these days when I'm not streaming. The problem with me is that I'm streaming every day. I stream every day, twice a day, because I like doing this. I just love doing it. So I stream 2 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Pacific, every single day, 7 days a week, 30 days a month, 365 days a year. 2 hours each time. So from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. I stream. 4 p.m. to 5 I watch other streamers and give them some views, and chat on Twitter. Then 5 to 7 I spend time with the family. 7 to 9 I do this again, and then 9 to whatever I just look at posts and whatever, and then I try to go to sleep. So it's pretty much, it becomes and of course all the time in between that I'm not either with family or doing this, I'm on Twitter. I'm trying to be on Discord a little bit more actively. It's hard in the sense that it requires a lot of time, but it's very fulfilling because, like I said, you become a part of the last one is probably the most important one, but I don't know when I will be able to do this. So the squirrel has very limited funds and also has, well, limited intellect up to a certain extent. I don't know how to create a clone warrior yet, but my plan is to one day. I heard there's something called Order 66, which is very successful in creating order in the galaxy. I'm gonna create my own clone army to execute that order. I don't know what it involves. No one really told me. They just told me that Order 66 was great. I don't know if it's because they were on the winning side, but yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to create my clone army and execute Order 66. First, I need to figure out how to create a clone of myself and make it move and do all that kind of stuff. Then afterwards, that's when I'm pretty sure I'll figure it out on Streamlabs OBS at some point. Pretty sure Darklicious is going to teach me one of these days. I'll force her to do something like that. So yeah, that is what I should have done 4 weeks ago or so, 5 weeks ago or so. But I'm very new to this, and I was Obi-Wan wants to know my location. Me and Obi-Wan, we have a history. He's deadly. I've played Star Wars Battlefront 2. He's deadly. And he always says hello there from a high location. I don't like that. I always like he's looking down on me. But yeah, I should have done this ages ago. But I wanted to get you guys to know a little bit more about the character, about the lore behind it and all that kind of stuff. So any questions that you guys do have, you guys can always DM me on Twitter. My DM should always be open at MadSalvyGame, or just tweet me. Jesus, I'm that bad that I forget what the whole tweeting thing is about. Tweet me. I have on my Twitch, I have my Discord server. You can chat with me there. If you don't want to join the Discord server, you don't have to, but it'll show my username there, and you can just join long enough to know my username and then DM me through. I try to be open, and I try to be as available as possible. If I don't answer immediately, it's probably either because I'm streaming or I'm doing something with the family. Trying to balance both is not easy, but since the fans are taking time to spend watching my streams and trying to take the time to get to know me, I want to get to know the people who watch my streams. Thank you for this time, and now if any of you guys have questions, I know there aren't many of you, but if you guys have questions, go ahead and ask. And if not, then we will move to part 3.